Hey y'all, get ready for some serious tea, because this story has been brewing for over a decade. So first of all, let's talk about this young man named Ramir Satterthwaite. He says that the one and only Jay-Z, yes, Beyoncé's husband and music mogul, is his biological father. This isn't new news though. The case has been going on since around 2010 or 2011, and it's been a long and messy ride. At first, Ramir and his family were trying to prove paternity. That means they wanted the court to confirm if Jay-Z was really his dad. But after years of trying to get a DNA test, things switched up. Now, the case is about something different: fraud and civil damages, not paternity. Right now, Ramir and his godmother, Lily Coley, are not asking the court to say Jay-Z is his dad anymore. Instead, they're saying there was fraud in how things were handled in court before. They say someone wasn't honest, and now they want the court to fix that. They believe the system failed them. But guess what? Jay-Z finally responded. And the way he did it, whew baby, he didn't just stay quiet, he pushed back hard. In 2022, Jay-Z's team got a court injunction against Ramir. Basically, that means the court told Ramir to stop filing so many frivolous lawsuits, which are cases the court thinks don't have enough real proof. And now in 2025, Jay-Z wants the latest lawsuit thrown out too. He said it's just another way for Ramir to try to get money from him. And here's where it gets even messier. Reports say even Beyoncé agrees with Jay-Z on this. The couple believes Ramir is only coming after a paycheck. And from what it looks like, they may have even convinced Ramir to drop the case, though we'll get into that part later. Now, let's rewind a little to make sure everyone's caught up. This recent lawsuit wasn't just something Ramir filed alone. His godmother Lily is helping him, and the court actually told Jay-Z he had to respond to it. The judge gave Jay-Z until July 18, 2025 to file his official response, and that's exactly what he did. So what did the judge actually say? Well, the court read over an ex parte application, which is just a fancy way of saying Jay-Z's legal team asked for more time to respond. His lawyers said they didn't know about the lawsuit right away and wanted extra time to prepare. They also said that they did try to talk to Ramir's team about it, but Ramir's side said they never heard anything from Jay-Z's team. The judge noticed both sides were telling different stories about what happened, so he reminded them about Rule 11, which basically says you have to be honest and play fair in court. Even though there was confusion, the court gave Jay-Z more time and officially said he had until July 18th to respond. That order is now on the record. But this whole thing really started a long time ago, and it goes back to Ramir's mother, Wanda. She said she met Jay-Z in 1992 when he picked her up in Philadelphia, and they went to his aunt's apartment in Brooklyn. She said they hooked up and used protection, but it failed. After that night, she only saw Jay-Z one more time, about 2 weeks later. Then he was gone. Wanda didn't have a way to reach him, so she raised Ramir without knowing how to contact Jay-Z again. And here's the important part. Wanda told Ramir when he was around 8 years old that she believed Jay-Z was his father. Even though another man named Robert Graves was listed on Ramir's birth certificate at first, a DNA test in 2011 proved Robert wasn't the father. That's when Robert's name was legally removed from the certificate. According to Ramir, Wanda told him many times over the years that Jay-Z was his real dad. She even called him Sean Carter, Jay-Z's real name, when she first told Ramir. He said at a time he didn't really understand who Jay-Z was because he was just a kid. But Wanda kept repeating it over and over until he was grown, making sure he knew what she believed. And that's where things really start to take a twist. Now, let's keep going with this wild story, because what came next made everything even more confusing. Back in the day, Wanda, Ramir's mum, didn't just tell her son who she believed his father was. She also tried to get legal help. She actually filed a civil lawsuit asking Jay-Z to pay child support. But here's the problem: it was filed in the wrong state. Because of that mistake, the court threw the case out, and Wanda never filed it again. Jay-Z's lawyer responded at the time saying that Jay-Z wasn't an interested party in the case, meaning he didn't want anything to do with it. That was one of the earliest official responses from Jay-Z's legal team. After that, Ramir and his family kept trying to get Jay-Z to take a DNA test, but Jay-Z refused every time. They even took things all the way up to the Supreme Court. But that didn't work either. The Supreme Court said they couldn't get involved because it wasn't their job to go back and open decisions that were already made by lower courts. So Ramir didn't give up. He filed again in a different court in New Jersey. That one was called the Appellate Division of the New Jersey Superior Court. But it still wasn't easy. Jay-Z's lawyers kept saying that he didn't live in New Jersey and didn't own property there, so he shouldn't have to take a DNA test in that state. Because of that, there was nothing the courts could do to force him to take the test. That road seemed like a dead end. Now here's where things start heating up again. Even though Jay-Z kept avoiding the paternity issue, the latest lawsuit forced him to reply. And in his official response, Jay-Z basically called out Ramir and his godmother, Lily. He said they have been bothering him for years with the same story, and that courts have already rejected their claims many times. Jay-Z said that even though he never publicly said Ramir wasn't his son, he also never said he was. He said Ramir's mum, Wanda, kept taking him to court without real evidence, and that the whole case was built on false claims. On top of that, Jay-Z's team mentioned that a court had already decided someone else, not Jay-Z, was the legal father. That person was even ordered to pay child support years ago. They said Wanda had picked that man as the father back in 1994, and that she couldn't just change her mind 17 years later and name someone else. The court had warned her about this back in 2010. Jay-Z's lawyers also argued that the new lawsuit was just a way for Ramir and his godmother to get around the injunction from 2022. That injunction said they weren't allowed to file any more lawsuits about this situation in New Jersey without the court's approval first. Jay-Z said the new case broke that rule and asked the court to dismiss it and make Ramir pay his legal fees. So far, the court hasn't made a final decision on that part, but the drama definitely didn't stop there. Even though Jay-Z's team keeps saying that this whole thing is a waste of time, Ramir says it's not about money at all. He made it clear that he's not trying to get child support. What he wants now is something completely different. He's asking the court for compensatory damages, which means money to make up for all the emotional pain, damage to his reputation, and the support he missed out on by not knowing his father. He's also asking for money to help pay for all his legal costs from this long and stressful journey. Now here's something that might surprise you. Ramir says that Jay-Z has had his DNA since 2011. Yup, that's what he claims. So if that's true, then Jay-Z already knows for sure whether he is or isn't Ramir's father. But still, Jay-Z hasn't come out with a clear answer or taken a public DNA test. On top of that, Ramir posted proof online showing that Tina Knowles, Beyoncé's mum, even wrote in her book that Jay-Z had property in New Jersey. That could be a big deal because remember, Jay-Z's lawyers said he didn't live there, which is how they tried to avoid the case. If Ramir's receipts are real, they could seriously shake things up. But Ramir's not fighting this battle alone. His godmother, Lily Coley, also fired back at Jay-Z's response. She said that all of Ramir's claims are based on sworn statements from Wanda, his mum. According to her, those statements have been around for years, and nothing about them has changed. She said this isn't some made-up story. Ramir was told by his mother over and over again that Jay-Z was his dad, and Wanda even signed an affidavit saying so. Lily also pointed out something important. This case isn't even about paternity anymore. She reminded everyone that the lawsuit in California is about damages from past legal mistakes, not about trying to prove who Ramir's dad is. She said that the court has already confirmed that Jay-Z was served properly with the complaint and everything was filed on time. No one in their group, including Ramir, Wanda, or Lily, has ever been held in contempt of court. But even after more than a decade, there are still a lot of misunderstandings and twisted facts out there. And just when it looked like things were finally heating up again, a huge surprise happened. On July 22, 2025, Ramir filed a notice to withdraw his case. Yup, after everything, he suddenly pulled the case back. Fans and followers were shocked, and everyone started asking questions. But when Ramir was asked what happened, he simply posted this message on X, formerly Twitter. "Hello, changes were made to my case on July 18, 2025, about 3:30 p.m. This was done due to changes made to my case we were not aware of. We will explain soon, but it's all about my mother now." What does that even mean? What happened behind the scenes on July 18th? Why did Ramir suddenly pull back after fighting so long? And what does his mother have to do with this new twist? Let's just say, this story is far from over. Stay glued, like, share, and subscribe for more juicy celebrity news.